Ace Nation! I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Awaken was quite the show for Ace Pro Wrestling to make a comeback after 23 long months. For those who don't want to do the math, this was Ace Pro Wrestling's first show since Crossroads 15 back in November of 2019. Now, kudos to the Lyft driver who drove me all the way from work. And there wasn't much traffic, although traffic to slow us down. Well, slow me down. She wasn't at the show, folks. She accidentally went right past the building, and she said, "Are you sure this is the place?" I said, "Yeah, the building's right back there." And she, was kind enough to drive me back. And it was like between 6:30 and 7 I arrived, and surprisingly, to my shock, they wasn't even 7 p.m. yet, and they started letting the crowd in. Kudos, Ace Pro Wrestling. Go in, and I noticed Mike Morgan sees me, and Morgan lost weight, and wow, can't believe he lost weight, and I think he's got even shorter hair. Mike, I guess it's safe to say you're never going to bring that ponytail back. This is the Knights of Columbus in Teaneck, New Jersey that the show is held at. Nice sized room. The only thing is it's got a low ceiling, and it had a ceiling fan on like right above each corner of the ring. And also at this place was an actual bar. No, I didn't have an alcoholic beverage at the show. Rob Vegas noticed me right outside the bathrooms, and we shook hands. He was like thrilled that I made it. Went to go get some food, and I don't know if Mike Morgan didn't remember seeing me, but then again, the fact that I had took my uniform off in the bathroom and put on my Undertaker shirt and pair of jeans, or maybe just didn't remember seeing me earlier when I went to get food. Cheyenne Ortiz ring announced this show, and John Harder and didn't catch classic Mikey D. He was there. They were commentating the event. And Cheyenne, I can't believe you actually quoted my video that I put up a few days before the show occurred. I know you and Mike Morgan did share the video on your own personal Facebook pages. And then Cheyenne's trying to hype the crowd up, saying you're ready for some wrestling. Mike Morgan comes out and he thanked the crowd. He said, Ace is taking over. We are New Jersey. And I forgot what else he ended up saying. However, we got on with the show, as we kick off with what was billed as a Fight for Flight gauntlet match, and where the match continued until we were down to the last 3 competitors, and we start out with Love Jones, Prince Akhenaten, and Mouse. They start the matchup. The 4th person to come out is Mike Anthony, and before he hits the ring, I forgot if it was Mouse or Jones, rolled up Schoolboy Akhenaten and pinned him to eliminate him from the match. The 5th entrant was the Mercenary, Romeo Castillo. And the final entrant was the Slam Burglar, Rob Chase. Romeo Castillo was eliminated 2nd from the matchup. Mike Anthony eliminated 3rd. Weird ending. Slam Burglar Rob Chase couldn't had his mask rearranged and couldn't see. Love Jones had Mouse in the figure 4 leg lock. And Chase, like he landed on Mouse and pinned him. I don't know if he pinned him, and I don't know if Love Jones had his shoulders down as well, but as a result, the Slam Burglar Rob Chase is the new Fight for Flight champion. Oh. Next matchup, we saw the Saint of Brutality, Broly. Well, Cheyenne Ortiz pronounced it Brawly, but I say Broly. He went one-on-one with Hot Dog Starks. And Starks was wearing his hamburger helper gloves. And they have a match. Eventually, Broly's choking Starks on the ropes, and referee Nick Shannies ends up calling for the bell, disqualifies Broly, awarding the match to Hot Dog Starks by disqualification. And he continues the onslaught, but out comes the Jurassic Juggernaut Vince Steele, and Broly eventually heads for higher ground. Next matchup was a battle of debuts, as Dr. J. Cool took on Captain Emmett Payne. Fans were seemingly behind Dr. Cool in this one, and the fans really ate Captain Emmett Payne alive. Payne defeated Dr. J. Cool with a black hole slam, and when he got the win, I said, "Oh, that is not what the doctor ordered." Next up, we had the returning Josh Glide. I believe he's a former Fight for Flight champion, as he took on another former Fight for Flight champion, Fancy Ryan Clancy. Surprisingly, Clancy was not wearing knee pads. These two had a good matchup, and Clancy, that dropkick you hit Josh Glide, jumping Jim Brunzell would be proud. Eventually, at one point, Glide picks Clancy up and from the corner, and Clancy ends up hitting one of those ceiling fans above the ring, and Glide hits a Liger bomb, but that didn't put him away. Eventually, Glide picked up the win with a low, it was a low back kick, and Glide pinned Clancy to pick up the victory. Next up, Cheyenne Ortiz introduces someone who's all elite, and it was New Jersey's own Concrete Rose Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss made a short appearance and pretty much said that Ace Pro Wrestling helped him achieve his dream to where he wanted to be, and that was to be on television. And he says, "You never know, I might be back." Our next matchup saw Azriel challenge wrestling's richest prize, Darius Carter, for the Diamond Division Championship. These two men definitely had one heck of a match. This was the first time these two faced each other anywhere. Eventually, Darius Carter gives Azriel a Cobra Clutch into a stroke move and pinned him to retain the Diamond Division Championship. Man, that's good Coors Light. Then Cheyenne announced to the crowd that they had a birthday, and it was to Rob Vegas's son, the Ultimate Evan, who came out with his brother Noah. Ultimate Evan, hence the name, came out dressed as the late Ultimate Warrior. Funny thing was, he's dressed up like Ultimate Warrior, but instead of the Ultimate Warrior's music, they played Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. Eventually, they got in the ring. Evan shakes the ropes, a la the Ultimate Warrior. Evan ends up giving his brother a Stone Cold Stunner, and then he gives his dad, Vegas, a stunner. Then Noah goes up to the bottom rope, does a splash, and Cheyenne makes the 3 count. And also, Vince Steele, Mouse, Romeo Castillo, and Hot Dog Starks were around the ring as the crowd pretty much sang happy birthday to Evan. Oh, by the way, Vegas, my cousin in Ohio, her first son is named Noah. And that's also the name of Adolfo's son, too. Surprised Adolfo didn't make this event. They did go to intermission at that point. And the action resumed with the Brooklyn Outlaw, Mike Donovan, going one-on-one with Cade Lothbrock. Great matchup these two guys had, and Cade Lothbrock defeated the Brooklyn Outlaw, Mike Donovan, with a spear. And I gotta commend you, Lothbrock, losing so much weight in the past year plus. I mean, phew. You know, obviously that's great dedication right there. Then our next matchup, we see the Caveman go one-on-one with the Monkey Dio. I apologize if I got his name wrong. A lot of prehistoric references, ooga booga, as the match went on, and I forgot how, but the Caveman was victorious in this one. Next up was Mr. All Day, Kenny Bangle, one-on-one with Rob Vegas, accompanied the ring by his sons, Noah and the Ultimate Evan. When they were, as they made their entrance, Evan, like, looks at me with a smile on his face, and, you know, doing this, and we high-fived on that. Okay. Pretty back and forth match between both Vegas and Bengal here. I forgot what they were doing. I mean, it wasn't the Pat O'Connor roll, but it looked like Vegas tied up Bengal and used the Bob Backlund bridge to get the pinfall. After the match, Noah hits Bengal with a super kick, and both Noah and Ultimate Evan, they try to go after him, and Vegas had to grab his sons at that point. Next matchup, we saw the Cuban Crippler, Ricky Reyes, go one-on-one with Bulldog Pittman, who was constantly barking like a dog throughout the match. Didn't see really get a good look at Bulldog Pittman's attire, what it said on his tights. And I forgot how, but Bulldog Pittman was victorious over Ricky Reyes. Then out comes Absolute Alvin for the main event, and he says the fact that he's been heavyweight champ for 700 days. He was like the 10th longest reigning heavyweight champion in wrestling of all time. And, with names like Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and Bob Backlund. And Vince Steele hits the ring and the match is underway. By the way, Vince, you got new music. I don't know if I'll ever hear you come out. I don't know if you'll ever come out to Sound of Madness again by Shinedown. That's a rockin' tune. Match was on, and Alvin eventually chop blocked Steele in the leg and was working on his knee throughout the match. Eventually, Saint of Brutality Broly comes out and he attacks Steele, and Broly and Alvin double team Steele until Cade Lothbrock comes to the ring with a chair, and Lothbrock takes the microphone. He says, I'm not done wrestling tonight. I already beat Mike Donovan, and basically put out a challenge for a tag team match right then and there, which was accepted, and eventually Cade Lothbrock and Jurassic Juggernaut Vince Steele defeat Absolute Alvin and Broly when Steele pinned Broly with a lariato. Steele and Lothbrock bring Cheyenne Ortiz into the ring, and Steele gets the microphone. He tells Broly that this isn't over between the two of them, and Lothbrock tells Alvin, one way or another, he'll get him. He'll get him one way or another at the next event, and then Lothbrock says, "Cheyenne, please announce us as the winners." But they already won, as we know. Person most time, it was great seeing Mike Morgan, Denise, John Harder, Kenny, Sharon, Cheyenne Ortiz. Glad to see referee Nick Shin was refereeing on this event. But where was Christopher Shady Torres? I thought he'd be refereeing for this one. Wow. Like I said, it's a good turnout for this one. I don't know if this will be the new home of Ace Pro Wrestling. Oh boy. Damn, what else we had? Oh boy, let's see. Well, I guess we'll start with the memorable quotes. Lottie, good to see you, bro. Prince Akhenaten, when he noticed me before entering the ring. It's funny thing is, Akhenaten, you and I are not even Facebook friends, and you know who I am. Hey, Mouse, as he was making his way to the ring for the Fight for Flight gauntlet. Get your hands off that wiener! Somebody in the crowd to Broly during the match with Hot Dog Starks. Now it feels like an A show. Cheyenne Ortiz, when he heard me say, "Who's next?" before the next match was coming to the ring. Power Ranger this. Josh Glide is someone sitting near me as he gave them a sight for the bird watchers. By the way, great talking to Josh Glide during intermission, because mentioned about House of Glory. Don't know if he still works for them. Ooh, there were two good-looking ladies in the crowd. one wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt and the other one in a multi-Marvel Comics shirt with, like, I guess, numerous superheroes on it. Well, Ace Pro Wrestling is back, and they did announce they will be returning to the Knights of Columbus in Teaneck, New Jersey on Saturday night, November 27th, that's 2 days after Thanksgiving, with Rise to Power. And, you know what's funny, that very show, yeah, I have not been to a Rise to Power show since 20... Wow. Hold that thought, folks. Rise to Power 2011 got canceled due to the closure of the Ace Arena. They didn't run in November 2012. November 2013 was Crossroads 9. November 2014 was Crossroads 10. November 2015 was Crossroads 11. November 2016 was Crossroads 12. November 2017 and 18 there was no show. Holy moly. I have not been to a Rise to Power show since 2010. My. How's that for a shocker? But on that very night, I would like to see the Jurassic Juggernaut Vince Steele one-on-one with the Saint of Brutality Broly. By the way, had the hot dogs at the show, and they had the empanadas. Mike Morgan, by any chance, do you make those empanadas yourself? Or is there, like, you got some, or do you, like, get them from somebody? I don't know if those babies would have held me up for the night anyways. Oh, man. Many were out and about during intermission trying to sell their merchandise. Ooh. Well, one thing we don't know right now is, I guess there are still, the Tag Team Championship has yet to be determined. I think it's vacant as of, I don't know when, because I know the last reigning champions of record were the Great Scots. Average Joe Scott and Ryan Angus, but I don't know if Ryan Angus wrestles anymore or not. So hopefully, I don't know, it'll be at Rise to Power, something will be done to work on that. I don't know if Ace is going to run in the month of December, considering, Ace is going to have, Ace, because we know Christmas night lands on a Saturday this year. Although it would be nice if there was a show Saturday, December 18th, which is the day before my birthday. I'm not certain if NYWC is going to run that night. You know, not very certain. But yeah, what a night of action. What a crowd we had. I don't know if it was a bigger crowd than everybody was expecting. Good thing I did buy a ticket online. Oh, actually, yeah, about the food I was going to say. I forgot. I know I mentioned the empanadas. Hopefully, November 27th, there'll be hamburgers as well this time. And I don't know, one of those hot dogs didn't stay hot that I was eating. Oh boy. Oh man. Let's see. What else could I add to this? Um, oh, Rob Vegas, you don't think your both of your sons, or at least one of your sons, will end up a wrestler someday, do you? Man, let's see. Okay, we have a new Diamond Division champion. Darius Carter's still the. No, sorry, we have a new Fight for Fight champion and Slam Burglar Rob Chase. Darius Carter's still the Diamond Division champion. Alvin still the heavyweight champion. Well, I don't know if there was ever plans for Ace to ever like bring back a women's division. I know it's been years since the women's championship wound up defunct. Hopefully, that'd be nice to see like a women's match from time to time at Ace. Wow. Let's see. What else can I add to this? Fancy Ryan Clancy. I didn't. I didn't recognize the entrance music. It wasn't "Can't Stop" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like you got something else to come out to now. Oh. Oh, Cheyenne Ortiz, man. Even though you quoted me about the video what I said in the video days before the show, can't believe you actually mentioned me during intermission, declared me a karaoke legend. Cheyenne, those are your words, not mine. Well, I'm on the subject of karaoke. I don't know if there'll ever be another pasta and karaoke night. I mean, that was great back in the summer of 2017. But I don't know if that would ever happen again, or if it'd be enough interest. We'd like to, even if it's not pasta, I mean, just to have a karaoke night and such. That would be great. Or even maybe a karaoke gathering at that place on Orchard Street in New York City that we went to years ago. When I don't know if I really captivated the crowd with "Rock You Like a Hurricane" that night. Can't believe Shady still has that somewhere on. It's probably still on Facebook somewhere. Damn, excuse me. Wow. Well, seeing that I will be at Rise to Power Saturday, November 27th, I don't know if I'm restricted from inviting others through the Facebook event page, but I couldn't do that for Awake. But I would like to. I wish I could invite others, but I don't know if I can do it. But yeah, again, folks, Saturday night, November 27th, Ace Pro Wrestling presents Rise to Power 2021 from the Knights of Columbus in Teaneck, New Jersey. Ace Pro Wrestling is back, and they've proven they are. Just like Ozzy Osbourne not going away. Just like Korn, here to stay. And continues to prove that they let the wrestling